Not once.
We've had boots on the ground, leading robust air quality testing, including the Advanced Technological Aspect Plane.
But twice.
We feel very confident. I feel very confident in the technologies that we've deployed. We've deployed aircraft.
The leader of the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency called attention to this during his visits to East Palestine, Ohio, after the Norfolk Southern train derailment. A high-tech aircraft called Aspect that can quickly fly into action when chemical disaster strikes.
Aspect, EPA's emergency response airborne remote sensing platform, collects imagery and gets eyes on a disaster site from a safe distance.
Used successfully in the moments after the Columbia shuttle disaster and Hurricane Katrina, the plane's advanced sensors quickly collect important data, helping the EPA keep residents and first responders safe. Now a whistleblower is calling on the EPA's Inspector General to investigate why this airplane didn't fly over the East Palestine train derailment until 4 days after the fiery crash.
We didn't get this aircraft out in a timely fashion. That's not how we do emergency response in the United States of America. I'm sorry.
EPA contractor Robert Crowdell says that he was responsible for data analysis quality control during the Aspect plane's first response to the Norfolk Southern train derailment. He filed the whistleblower affidavit because he says the people of East Palestine and Darlington Township deserve the truth about the EPA's actions, saying the plane should have been immediately deployed.
That's why it came out as a whistleblower. Why, when they knew exactly that there were chemicals on the train car, 5 minutes later you make a call to Texas and you get this plane moving.
The Norfolk Southern train derailment took place Friday evening, February 3rd, 2023. The EPA first called for the Aspect plane to fly late Sunday, the 5th. It arrived at Pittsburgh International Airport early on the 6th, the same day as the Venton burn. But the EPA says it couldn't fly that day due to weather.
We got snow coming at us too, Reach. That's the problem.
The same weather encountered by Sky 4, Pittsburgh's only news chopper, just outside flight restrictions in Ohio. The plane did fly over East Palestine on February 7th, but if the plane had arrived earlier, Crowdell says the plane's unique sensors could have detected important data about the burning cars.
So this is the nation's best capability. It's state-of-the-art sensors. And so I was worried that we had not deployed for 4 days.
Crowdell told us the plane's sensors would have shown the temperatures on board the vinyl chloride tankers were cooling, not getting hotter.
This is something the EPA could have learned independently of the railroad and independently of the railroad's contractors.
He believes knowing they were not in danger of a catastrophic shrapnel event, decision makers may not have chosen to vent the rail cars and burn off the chemicals.
We could have determined exactly what the temperature was. And going into the 6th, I would have known and then make an informed decision on the vent and burn.
The head of the NTSB has said her agency's investigation determined the vent and burn wasn't necessary.
But there was another option. Let it cool down. It was cooling down.
Because the tank cars were actually starting to cool off, confirming that a dangerous reaction was not happening, something chemical company officials said they had tried to tell decision makers.
We went to the EPA, and an EPA spokesperson responded to Crowdell's allegation by pointing out that once the aircraft was requested, its mission proceeded quickly. The characterizations of EPA's Aspect response in East Palestine are false, they say. As soon as the request was made, the aircraft was deployed the same day from its home base in Addison, Texas to Pittsburgh. They go on to add weather conditions were favorable for data collection on February 7th, 2023, and the aircraft conducted 2 flight missions, providing the information it was requested to collect consistent with previous Aspect responses. While the agency cannot comment on internal personnel matters relating to the contractors, they did tell us this: the agency takes seriously any allegation of violations or misconduct. Aspect's response in East Palestine followed standard operating procedures consistent with previous Aspect responses.